There's a concept that all current events can be found within the weekly Torah portion. This weekly Torah portion begins in Genesis chapter 1 and goes to Genesis chapter 6, through the very beginning of it. Now, what's really interesting is that we deal with the concept of the Nefilim. We deal with the concept of these corrupt people who angered God so much that he came along and he sent a massive flood and he wiped out a large portion of humanity, aside from a small group of people who found favor in his eyes. Who were these Nefilim? And why were they so bad? What were they actually doing? To begin to understand this, let's flip over to Numbers chapter 13, verse 33, where we find that the Nephilim are giants. They are people who have large physical prowess. And then we see there's another term used to describe them inside of Genesis chapter 6, and that's called the Bnei Elohim. What is Elohim? Elohim is a word that means powers, and it's generally associated with the name of God. However, it's also used in reference to human beings. You can see Moses referred to this in Exodus chapter 7, verse 1. And you can see Judges referred to this in Exodus chapter 21, verse 6. So here we see reiterated 2 times that these people were powerful. They were powerful in 2 different ways. They were powerful according to their size, and they were powerful according to the fact that they had some kind of authority. So what does it mean, the Bnei Elohim? These people were people who were incredibly strong physically, and they were incredibly strong because they were backed by people in government. They were the children of judges, the children of aristocracy. They rubbed elbows with the higher up officials. And what were they doing that was so bad? We're explicitly told that the men took women whomever they chose. What does that mean? It means they were raping women. They were ravaging their bodies. And if you flip over to Genesis chapter 6, verse 11, it tells us something very, very interesting. The earth had become corrupt before God, and the earth had become filled with violence. What is the Hebrew word for violence? It says Hamas. The earth was filled with Hamas. Oh, you had this group, this violent group that was going around and raping women. And God became so angry with that. He said, there comes a time that I will no longer contend with them. And he wiped them out. But what's very interesting is there was a select group of people who were saved from his wiping them out. Who were these people? It was Noah and his family. Why? Because Noah found favor in God's eyes. Why did Noah find favor in God's eyes? Because he upheld a code of morality. He held true to God's own word. Now, you can ask, this was before the Torah was given. And that's true. But God gave a code of morality to Adam that Noah upheld. How do we know there was a code of morality? Well, if there wasn't a code of morality, then how could Cain have been held responsible for Abel's murder? Obviously, he had information that held him accountable. Human beings cannot get away with immorality without God being angered. We are now in a position to decide who we want to be. I'm a Jewish person, and I live according to the 613 commandments inside of the Bible. But you don't have to be Jewish to be righteous. Noah is described as an ish tzaddik, a righteous man, and he wasn't Jewish. This week's Torah portion clearly lays out that there is Hamas, there is rape, there is murder, there is corruption, and then there are the children of Noah. They are the children who align themselves with the God of Israel and who live according to a code of morality. Who do you want to be? We know which one loses in the end.